Start with just the story about the bear is really interesting. In the mid-1970s, the circus came to town, and it was held at Assembly Hall, and somewhere along the way, a Kodiak bear escaped its pen and started wandering the hallways of Assembly Hall, and people would stick their head out of their offices, and there would be a Kodiak bear rearing up. And it took a little while to get the bear back under control, but it did make a little interesting morning for somebody coming out 8:30 in the morning, just had their coffee, and there's a bear waiting for them. Well, interestingly, in the 1990s, the roof needed a lot of repair because of it's an ongoing problem of leaks. That was an issue with the roof, and the issue with the leaks was impacted by the fact that some students had found their way onto the roof of Assembly Hall and found it to be a great place to go skateboarding. And so it kind of tore up the roof a little bit with them running their skateboards over what is essentially this rubber membrane that's designed to stop leaks. They're running skateboards over it, and so not only did they have to get chased out, but it took a while to just repair the leaks. Apparently, sometime during the 1970s, people found in the upper reaches of one of the stairwells some wrappers, a mattress, and some evidence that somebody had been living in the stairwell. They never found the person who was living in the stairwell, but there was definitely a lot of evidence that somebody had not only been living there, but been living there for a little while. And once they cleared out all the mattress and all the garbage, nobody ever came back, but they never found anybody, but there was plenty of evidence that somebody was living up in the stairwell. One of the first performances was Ringling Brothers Circus at Assembly Hall, and I know that the upper reaches of the balcony, people were packed in the place because they wanted to see the new building, and they were looking down on the high wire act because of how high that balcony goes, and everybody said that they felt like they were kind of in a blimp watching the show instead of actually being there because they were looking down on the high wire act. The 1984 Olympic trials, the U.S. team was coached by Bob Knight, and he wanted to be in a comfortable surrounding. So such players like Patrick Ewing and Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley were in town to try out for the U.S. Olympic team. And Knight actually cut Charles Barkley famously from the team, but it really made for an interesting summer in Bloomington because you had the best basketball players in the world all gathered in Bloomington, and Assembly Hall was their playground as they prepared to take on a Russian team that ultimately ended up not coming to the Olympics. You had a number of Hall of Famers and, interestingly, Steve Alford on that team because Knight trusted Alford, and he was really impressed with the hard work that everybody put in, and it ended up resulting in a gold medal in Los Angeles.